Welcome back to Shadows of Brimstone. We're following Marshall and Ashley as they go into the Targa Plateau and try and explore the place. To finish the mission, we need 2 clue icons in the Targa Plateau. Well, we're in the Targa Plateau. We finally got past that rotten, cracked ice room, but we've run into a snow terror. And the one thing I forgot to mention with the snow terror, of course, is if you start your activation on the same map tile, you take 2 horror hits. One correction from the last episode, and I left notes on the episode, and that was when Ashley rolled a 2. I gave her a wound. Well, you're not supposed to get a wound on a 2 in the Targa Plateau. You're only supposed to get a wound if you roll a 1. But when you do roll a 2, you get a grit, because you get a grit in Targa Plateau if you roll a 1 or 2. So I fixed that for Ashley. She has now 2 grit, and I removed one of the wounds, which she would not have taken. So she only has 8 wounds now instead of 9. Okay, let's get cracking. Yes, and the Snow Terror, of course, has beefed up stats just to make things worse. Alright, first thing to do, of course, is we need to try and hold back the darkness. So let's go over and do that. Okay, we're going to try to hold back the darkness. 10. Excellent. Oh, we need some luck over here at this dice tray. So the darkness does not move. Let's go and begin our battle with the Snow Terror. Alright, this could be nasty, but all fights in this game, of course, end up being nasty. Alright, it is actually the Snow Terror, because it has a beefed up initiative stat, gets to go first. And it has a movement of 5. So luckily for us, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it cannot quite get adjacent to us to hit us, and it has only melee attack. So we caught a slight breather there. We will be actually getting to shoot at it first. And so let's transition right into Marshall. So we have to roll to move. But yes, first, because he's starting his activation on the same tile as the Snow Terror, he must have 2 horror hits, and he saves on a 4+ for sanity, so let's see if he can save them. Of course not. He saves neither of them, and so he takes 2 sanity damage, so he has 10 out of 12 sanity now. Alright, he's going to roll to move. He has 3 grit, but before he does any moving, he is going to use his Hardened Resolve ability. Use a grit to heal 3 wounds or 3 sanity from yourself or another hero on your map and gain 5 XP for every wound sanity healed from another hero that way. Well, he has his maximum grit, so he is going to spend 1 of them right now, and he's going to heal 3 wounds off of Ashley. So that's going to take her down to 5 wounds. It's also going to get us 15 experience points because he gets 5 XP for every wound or sanity healed that way. So we'll grab the experience. And he has 2 grit left, and I think he is going to spend another 1 right now. He's going through grit because if I roll a 1 or 2, I'll get another 1. And he's going to remove the 3 wounds that he has on himself. And so now he has no wounds. And now let's roll for his movement. Okay, let's see if we can get a 1 or 2. A 2, that is the perfect roll, because that means he gets a grit back, because if you roll a 1 or 2 in Targa Plateau, you get a grit, but he doesn't take damage, because you only take damage on a 1. And remember the cracked ice room, only if you move onto a tile in the cracked ice room do you have to roll for that. So he does not need to do that. Alright. And I guess technically because he's not moving anywhere, if you move onto a space, anytime you enter a space on this map, well, he's not entering a space on the map because he's not moving anywhere. Alright, that's how I'm ruling it. He's not actually entering a space on the cracked ice because he's not moving anywhere. Alright, so it's attack time. He's going to attack the Snow Terror with his shotgun. Let's hope he does something good. A 5, well, that's a hit. Unfortunately, it has 4 defense, so this may or may not do much. 6, well, a 6 damage, overcoming 4 defense, is going to do 2 wounds. Well, 2 wounds are better than none. I'm going to put the wounds actually over here on the card because there's only 1 of them. 2 wounds. We have to do 10 more damage. All right, Ashley is up next. She needs to make those horror hit saves, and she saves on a 4+. And she saves one of them, but she does take 1 sanity damage. All right, so that's 2 sanity damage for Ashley. She has 13 sanity left of 15. Okay, come on, let's do this thing with the hunting rifle. She rolls a 4, which is a hit. And how much damage can she do? Her hunting rifle does +2 damage, so come on, let's get a nice high number here. 2. Well, 2 + 2 happens to be 4, and 4 is the defense of the Snow Terror. Unfortunately, she does not put any damage on it. Oh, and for experience, yes, let's not forget, when Marshall hit it, he would get, because it has, he would get 30 plus the number of wounds, I believe you put on it, not the number of hits. So he put on 2 wounds, so it would be 30. That would be 40 experience points for hitting it and putting on 2 wounds. All right, time to hold back the darkness. Okay, we really need to hold back the darkness. Oh, darn it, we don't. We get a 6. That is not enough to hold back the darkness. It's creeping up. That's unfortunate. All right, let's go back to the battle. Okay, it's time for the Snow Terror to go, because it has initiative 4, and so does Marshall. And Ashley has initiative 3. She has not activated her Shadow Bracelet, and I wonder if she might consider doing that. It is possible that she'll consider doing that, but right now, it is Snow Terror. It moves 5, and we have to decide which of our 2 heroes it will attack, so the highest die roll will be the one it attacks. It is going to attack Ashley with 4 combat dice, and it hits on a 5+, so let's hope we get a terrible roll. Well, it could be worse. There's no critical roll ability, but that is a hit. Now, unfortunately, if she does not defend against this hit, she's going to take 4 damage, because that's how hard these things hit. And she rolls a 6. She defends. Oh, that is good. Wow, we didn't take any damage yet, I say, as we are heading into Painville. All right, it is now time for Marshall to activate. He is going to roll 2 dice to try and negate the horror hits, and he needs a 4+. So he negates 1 horror hit. He will take 1 sanity loss. He is up to 3 sanity loss. But now he gets to shoot after he rolls to move, of course. So let's roll to move. He rolls a 3, so that doesn't do anything for him. And he's going to stay there, and he will shoot. Come on, we need a critical. Critical, and a 3 is a critical as in miss. He's going to spend 1 grit, because we really need to take this thing down soon. Come on, hit. A 4. Well, a 4 is a hit at least, but it's not a critical hit. So how much damage can we do? Let's do a lot. Come on. 2. Wow, that doesn't do anything at all. So that's kind of useless, and I don't believe you get the XP for just hitting it. I think you have to actually have to do some damage to it. I believe maybe that's incorrect. No, it's 30 experience plus 5 per wound. He didn't do any wounds, so he did hit it, but he did no damage. So I'm going to count that as no experience. If that's incorrect, please leave me a message and let me know, but I think that's how it works. Of course, I could look this up after in editing and leave a note if that's the case. All right, Ashley's turn. 2 horror hits. Boy, this is not going like I'd like it to. 6, she negates 1 of the horror hits. However, she has to take 1 sanity loss. So that's 3 loss for her. She has 12 sanity left. And roll to move. Does she even want to roll to move? She has 2 grit, which is her maximum. She's not going to roll to move. It does not make any sense for her to do so. Does she want to do the Darkstone Shadow Bracelet? I don't think it's going to do her any good. So she's just going to go ahead and shoot her rifle. Come on, a 6. Yes, Ashley, finally doing something. That's a critical hit, avoiding the 4 defense. So let's hope this is a good one. 3 damage. Well, we're gonna keep that 3 damage, Because she could spend a grit to re-roll it, but she could get less. So we're going to keep the 3 damage. So that's going to be 45 experience. And it will now have a total of 5 wounds out of 12. Yikes. It's still very much alive. And that is going to end this turn. So we're going to go back to rolling back and holding back the darkness. All right, holding back the darkness. Let's do this. 7. Yes, 7 does it. In fact, it's what we needed. Wow, good for us, because we would get another darkness card. Oh no, let's go back to the battle. Let's hope we can finish this thing off. All right, the continuing battle. The Snow Terror. Up next, it was attacking Ashley. It will continue to attack Ashley. It gets 4 dice. It hits on a 5+. Come on, let's see some low numbers. We get 2 hits. Son of a you-know-what. Okay, she has to try to defend against them. She defends on a 4+. She defends 1 of them. Unfortunately, that means she's going to take 4 wounds. So she's up to 9 wounds of 16 health. Not ideal. All right, it is now time for our heroes to go. So we have Marshall going first. He has to save the 2 horror hits. And so he will do that. He saves 1 of them. He does not save the other. So he will take 1 sanity damage. He has 4 sanity damage now. All right. He will roll to move because he can get a grit. He rolls a 3, does not get a grit. However, it is shooting the shotgun time. Come on, we need a critical right here. Yeah, critical failure. He's going to spend his last grit to re-roll. And he rolls a 1 again. You deserve to die, Marshall. That was absolutely horrible. And let me just clear my throat here. I'll be right back. Okay. Wow, that was an epic failure by Marshall. Wow. That was just terrible. Let's see if Ashley can do anything better. She has 2 horror hits to try and deal with. She deals with 1 of them, so she'll take a sanity loss. We're slowly losing our mind fighting this thing because we can't seem to take it down. All right, Ashley, do this. She's not going to roll to move because she has her maximum grit. Rolls to hit. Yes, at least. Ashley is still being beast-like. Rolls a critical hit, avoiding the Snow Terror's defense. Come on, let's see a big number here. A 2 is not a big number. She's actually going to spend a grit. Try and get better damage than that. And unfortunately, let me take that grit back. Boy, this is dumb. She has Marksman ability, which she took for leveling up, which means once per turn, she can re-roll damage. Sorry, I forgot all about that until right now looking at her card. So she gets to re-roll damage for free. Come on. A 1. Oh, this is awful. So it takes 1 wound. Wow, that is pretty sad. And I wonder if she should spend a grit to do swinging rifle just to hit it. But she'd have to roll really high to do damage. Wow, this is going badly. All right, we're not going to do anything else. Over to holding back the darkness. This could end very painfully for one of us. All right, we need some luck. Hold back. We need double 6s is what we need. We get 8. Well, I'll take that. 1 6 and a 2. At least we hold back the darkness. Let's go back to our battle. All right, the creepy Snow Terror gets to go first. It's attacking Ashley. It will continue to attack Ashley because there's nowhere does it say it changes people it attacks, heroes attack. So it just continues to attack Ashley. Come on, miss. Okay, well, it hits once. Come on, Ashley, defend against this or you're going to be in trouble. 5. She defends against it, does not take any damage. All right, Marshall, Mr. One Roller. He has to take 2 horror hits because it's his turn now. Let's see if he can defend against them. Throw it on the floor. So let's re-roll that one. 3 2. Of course not. He takes 2 sanity loss. He's going to go insane. I think he's going insane because he's shooting so poorly. So now he has a total sanity damage of 6. He has a total sanity of 12. So he only has 6 sanity left. But now he gets to... He's going to roll to move. because he wants to get a grit. A 2 would be nice. A 3 is not nice. All right, I'm going to use the other 8-sided. That last one was pathetic. All right, tries to shoot at the Snow Terror. He rolls a 7. Finally, a critical hit. Come on, let's get some major league damage here. 7 damage. Wow, could it be 5? He has 6 wounds. 7 damage is going to put it to, with a critical hit, 13 health. He manages finally, after the epic failure from last time, to destroy the Snow Terror. And that is going to net him, it had, so 6 hits will be 30 and 30. That's going to be 60 experience points as well for taking down the Snow Terror. Wow, I thought we were in severe trouble here. So we're going to take our 60 experience so I don't forget. And that blows away the Snow Terror. Wow, that was, I thought we were in major, major trouble there, which I suppose we were. So that's the Snow Terror dispatched. We don't have to worry about him anymore until we run into more of them in the Targa Plateau. Okay, what do? We get to catch our breath. And how do we catch our breath? Well, Marshall activated and Ashley did not. So Ashley gets to roll a d6 to catch her breath, and Marshall gets to roll a d3. So go ahead and do that. Of course, continuing with his rolling of 1s, Marshall only gets 1, so he gets 1 sanity back. So he has 5 sanity damage. Ashley gets 3, so she is going to take off 3 wounds. So she only has 6 wounds and 4 sanity damage. So she has now left 10 health, 11 sanity. Marshall has 10 health, and he has 7 sanity. And that's where we stand. But we don't end here because we had a threat card. We get to have a loot card, and loot is good. It's always good. That's the one saving thing. When you actually defeat an enemy, you get loot. Loot is good. So for Marshall, he gets 250 bucks in gold bars, and Ashley gets 50. Didn't we see that before? You saw me shuffling. Okay. So basically, we're going to get 40 experience points and 300 gold pieces, or 300 cash. All right. 40 experience, 300 cash. Let me get that set up. I'm going to come back with a tally of their experience and cash as well. All right. So the tally is they have 665 experience combined, and they have 1,570 in cash. So not doing too badly. Marshall has no grit. Ashley has 2 grit. And so we have 1 Growing Dread card hanging around for the end of the adventure, if we ever get there. Again, I don't know. Let's see if we can at least take a look through this gate in this episode. So let's start, and by rolling to hold back the darkness again. All right, holding back the darkness. Come on. Oh, I thought it was going to be double 6s there for a minute, but I'll take 10, because that means the darkness doesn't go anywhere, which is what we need. Back to the Targa Plateau. All right. So continuing on, we are trying to head through this gate. We're going to go to another part of the Targa Plateau through this gate, but we need to find those clue icons, 2 of them, to complete this mission. And let's begin. So Marshall up first is going to roll to move. Yes, I'd love to see a 2. Oh, can I call it? A 2 gives Marshall a grit. And that is excellent because he can use grit to, with hardened resolve, to heal 3 sanity. Or 3 wounds from other players. All right, or yes, 3 sanity or 3 wounds from himself or someone else. Now he gets, so he moves 2, which again, not too exciting, but he'll go 1, 2, and I wonder if he should try to scavenge. Scavenging might mean we get an attack. Oh, what the heck. We're here to find stuff. And I can't forget, Ashley also has a specimen jar, so she can give up her movement, try and get a specimen jar. So Marshall's going to scavenge. He gets 2 scavenge cards. Why am I nervous about that? Because he'll probably pull 2 hideous discoveries, because that's his luck. All right, 2. He was successfully scavenged twice. So yes, we'll put a scavenge token on there so I don't try to scavenge again. And let's get some random ones. We'll pull 1 from there and 1 from there. I don't know about this. Was this a good idea or was this a bad idea? Nothing here. 10 experience. Okay, so far not painful. And a small find. So overall we're going to get 20 experience and 25 bucks. So that was not terrible. It wasn't great, but it wasn't an attack. So we get 25 bucks. Let me just get that sorted. And 10 experience. Yes, 10 experience. No, 20 experience. 10 each. So 20 experience, 25 bucks. Done. All right, Ashley's turn. She has 2 grit, but she's going to roll to move anyway. Rolls a 5. I was going to give up her movement and try to do filling her specimen jar. We will... Yeah, let's give up her movement. She has to roll her cunning. 2+, and she needs a 5+ to fill the jar. And she doesn't fill the jar, so she didn't go anywhere. She was trying to get a specimen. Didn't happen. Of course, now it is time to continue to hold back the darkness. All right, holding back the darkness. We get a 9. Oh boy. Oh boy. We are getting lucky. All right, back to the board. All right, Marshall to move up first. Rolling his movements. Rolls a 6. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll go to the edge of the abyss. And he's going to wait for Ashley. I don't think Ashley's going to give up her move to try and fill the specimen jar. She failed. Let's just roll for her movement. She rolls a 1. Oh, isn't that great? And she already has her maximum grit. So she is going to spend the grit she just got for getting the 1. And yes, she has to take a wound, which is unfortunate. And she's going to roll to continue moving. A 2. I don't think on a re-roll you get... I wonder if you get that for a re-roll, because she would get a grit, but she can't just keep getting grit. So 1, 2, she's at her maximum. I don't think you get grit on a re-roll if you use a grit to re-roll. Pretty sure you don't. So that's where we're going to end it. So yes, we have to continue holding back the darkness. All right, holding back the darkness. 8. Oh boy. Oh boy. We are getting so lucky. All right. I think we're going to end the episode off with them peering through into the next room. So let's go and do that. All right. So continuing on. Marshall's going to roll to move, or is he? He has 1 grit. Yeah, let's roll to move. He has no damage. Rolls a 3. He's not going anywhere. He is going to look through. So he's going to look through the Targa Plateau gate, and yes, we take out the Targa Plateau map deck, and we see what we see, and it would be a ruined lift. Okay, it's another room, so we're going to get exploration token. Let me get that sorted, and we will see. And our posse track has to move up 1. We're still in the 7+. Let me get out the tile, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so we have the ruined lift room out, and yes, we need to have an exploration token placed on it. So whoops, I didn't see what it was. It fell on the floor. We have it here, and now it is Ashley's turn, so she will roll to move. Rolls a 3. She's also going to step up here with Marshall, looking through the gate into this room, and now it is time to explore the room. Excellent. We get a clue icon, which is our first one. A second one is going to give us the end of the scenario. So this is our first one. But we have an encounter and we have a gate. So let's find out where the gate is going to be. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, let's just roll it. We get a 6. The gate, so we're going from gate to gate to gate in this place. Going to be right here. So we're coming in this way, and that's the exit. So the other 2 spaces, of course, are leading nowhere. But we have an encounter to deal with. The last thing we're going to do for this episode is we're going to deal with that encounter. And we have a Targa Plateau encounter deck. So let's see. And of course, they're going to be awful. Oh, here's our encounter. What's it going to be? What's our encounter for this episode? An ancient pylon. Okay, it says you found a monolithic stone pylon that begins to hum as you approach this. That's normal, right? No. So we can choose one character to make a lore 5+ test or an agility 6+ test. If successful, your knowledge of the ancient systems speed you can dodge the lasers, you get 50 XP. The way is clear. Fail, take D6 hits that do 3 damage each. A different hero may now try the test. All forward exits from this room are blocked, and each hero is allowed to try the test in place of their movement each turn until one of them passes. So this is basically a pylon. We have to get by in this room, or it's just going to keep shooting at us. So our lore for Ashley is 4, and the lore for Marshall's 1. Marshall's agility is 3, and Ashley's agility is 3. So we're going to start right now. We're going to choose, and there's no question mark on it, so I do believe choose one hero. Yep, it's not random, it is choose, and it's not all. So we're going to choose Ashley to use her lore. She has 4 dice, and with 4 dice she needs 1 5+. She gets a 5, so she does have enough knowledge for us to sneak past the pylon. And so this card's just going to go away. And I think we're going to leave the episode off there. It's been going on quite long. And this goes away as well. And I think I moved us up on the track. So 3, I believe that is correct. Yes, I did. So we're still at 7+. All right, we're going to end off there. We're going to be continuing on through the lift room with the now bypassed pylon in it next episode. All right, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for the continuing voyages of Marshall and Ashley as they go through the Targa Plateau. We found one one clue icon. We need to find one more to end the adventure. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for Shadows of Brimstone, City of the Ancients.